These earphones are absolutely blowing up on social media right now, and there's a good reason for it. Okay, the first thing is obviously the size. They are so small and they basically disappear in your ear canals, or well, not the ear canals themselves, but they fit perfectly into that space on the entrance of your ear canals. You see, they're very flat, and the reason why these are so popular is because a lot of people can't actually go to sleep at night without listening to some kind of audio, be it podcast, music, what have you. Now, the problem with that is the traditional headphones, especially the over-the-head cans. Perhaps if you sleep on your back, that might be fine, but they're impossible to sleep with if you're a side sleeper or face down or what have you, right? Now, with the earbuds, like the AirPods from Apple, they stick out on the side of your ears and they're not a good idea either. Now, some are small enough, like some stuff from Bose or Sennheiser, might be small enough to actually sleep on the side, especially if you have a soft, fluffy pillow. So what usually happens with those is that you wake up and you've got pain in your ears because your head is pressed down on the pillow and the pillow has pressed the earbud right into your ear hole, and that could be very, very painful and uncomfortable. You can also end up activating Siri or phone call in your sleep while you're moving with those, but with these there's no chance of that, and they're so flat that there's no pressure against your ears or against your head. There's no possibility of activating a call or Siri or any of that. Another reason why people like this is some people actually want to listen to audio incognito effectively while they are at school or at work or in a public place where either they're not allowed to listen to stuff or it's not seen as polite. So having headphones on, for instance, or wires hanging from your ears or obvious headphones might be frowned upon. So a lot of people like to wear them for that purpose. I know that when I used to work in the city, these would have been perfect to have that in my ear so I can listen to stuff while I was doing my work at my desk and people wouldn't think I was slacking off. These are black, but they come in different colors. They come in a light beige skin color, for instance, that a lot of people like to have, especially to have that sort of, again, incognito look. They kind of resemble the very small hearing aids. So that's an option for everyone. Now, in terms of build quality, they are made really well. It's hard plastic, as you can see, and the case is a little bit plasticky and flimsy, but it actually looks nice, right? This top bit here is made of transparent plastic. It's a little bit, slightly sort of plasticky feel, but if they're going to cut corners, I'd rather they cut corners with things that don't matter, because this bit here is not actually needed for that to charge. Obviously it keeps them safe in the pod while they're charging, but not totally needed. As you can see, they're magnetic and they stay in place, but obviously it's nice to have it like that. The battery in that is really good, charges the earphones a few times, and as you can see, gives you information. The number there is how much percentage of battery life is left in the case, and that one you can see is charging the one on the right. The one on the left is fully charged, so it doesn't show the light. They work independent of each other. So sometimes I only use one, the right one mostly, but the right and the left do pair independently and work independently. So you can extend the battery life by basically just using one of them until it runs low and then swap into the other one while this one charges, right? Which is what I do. And if you do that, you can get days of use without having to recharge them. They're water resistant. I've never actually thrown them in water yet, but I know I've used them in the rain and they're fine with rain and sweat. So even though they're meant for sleep, a lot of people have actually started using them for sports. You can wear them and go out running with no problems. You're not going to see them fall out of your ears or anything like that. And because they're so comfortable and so invisible, people just have them in their ears all day now and use them as their go-to earphones. Talking of the battery power, it charges by a USB-C port. So if you already have a USB-C charger, you just plug that in. You don't have to carry about an extra charger. Very convenient. So the question is, are they viable as daily drivers? The quality of sound that comes out of these are obviously not top end, but they're good enough. You'll be surprised. Actually, I was blown away by the amount of bass that these things were able to generate. They are just as good, if not even slightly better, than the original Apple AirPods. They are that good. So I have no problem wearing these every day and listening to music and audio podcasts. Obviously, if you're an audiophile, you might not like that audio quality. But for most people, for listening to podcasts audiobooks, music on the go, the MP3 format anyway. These are just as good as the Apple AirPods. I'm not even joking when I say that. And because they fit right on top of your ear, they have really, really good passive noise cancellation. Obviously, you have to be careful when you're on the road because they do block out the sound. There's no active hear through or any of that sort of technology in this. And for the price that these things are going for, my mind is completely blown that they're that good in terms of sound quality. So do I recommend these? 100%.